What's up, fam? It's Calla from Recalibrate, back with episode 22 of the Lighten Up podcast. On today's episode, I have my friend NovTheZoner, who is a rapper, producer, musician, just all-around awesome dude here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if you haven't seen The Ugliest Things live on YouTube, I'm going to need you to go down to the description of this podcast or this video that you're watching, click the link for The Ugliest Things live on YouTube, and watch that shit because it is amazing. And also it's going to give you a lot of context for this episode and some of the lyrics. Like, we get a little into the story behind some of the lyrics and things like that. So it's a really fun episode. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. This is the last episode that I do with a musician for a while. I mean, I might do some more again. I hope to do some more episodes with musicians, but this is all I have on the deck right now. So I hope you guys get something out of it. I think if you're a creative person, you're really gonna get a lot from hearing about Nov and his process and just some of the insights he has about how he stays motivated, how he found a team of people to help him, how he uses his songs as affirmations to get him where he wants to go. Fun fact, this song, one of the songs off The Ugliest Things, was my 2021 top song of the year. It's called Myself, and it's like, wake up in the morning, I feel like myself. Meditation with some say is just on my health. I got 100,000 problems, but your bitch ain't one. I put my 10,000 hours in my shit ain't one. I'm in love with myself. Okay, I could go on, but point is, go listen to it. It's amazing. I'm really honored that Nov took the time to sit down and talk with me. It was a great conversation, a lot of fun, always a pleasure to be with him. So I hope you guys get something out of this. And with that all being said, grab your candles, sage, Palo Santo, incense, sacred smoke, and let's lighten up together. Alright, what's up, fam? It's Calla from Recalibrate here with my friend NovTheZoner.
What's going on, guys?
Before we get into it, you know the drill. We're going to just get back into our bodies, get back into this present moment, and one of my favorite ways to do that is with the breath. So we're just going to take 3 deep breaths together, and then we'll say a little prayer before we get started. So
Absolutely.
Alright, everyone, let's just breathe in and let it out. Again, breathe all the way in and let it out. Last one, deepest breath you've had all day. And let it out.
How relaxing.
As I light this candle, I just call upon the Creator, the Most High, the Holy Spirit, the energy that flows through us all, and ask that you be with us during this conversation. Allow Nov and I to connect from our hearts, and that everyone listening may get something out of this conversation to help them feel more love and light and laughter or whatever good in their world.
Absolutely.
Yay!
We are here.
We are here. Full circle moment for us.
I know, really. For real.
So can you tell the people who you are, what you do?
Yeah, I'm NovTheZoner. I am a artist, producer, writer, just an artist, a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
In Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, you've been making music for
a long time. I've been making music since I was like 14. Taught myself how to make beats and just went from there. So
you're pretty, I would say, prominent in the local music scene here.
I would say so. A little bit. Just a little bit.
For those of you who are listening, if you do listen to music in the local scene, you probably are producing a lot of stuff that people have heard.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So you do your own music, and then you work with like all sorts of other artists. And
yeah, all over the city. Yeah, nice. For sure.
That's awesome. Well, I have known Nov since 2017, I think we just established.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of like you came back into my consciousness and sphere, I guess, super hard when you did that live performance.
Yeah.
The Ugliest Tour.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're watching and you haven't seen that, like, go to YouTube right now.
Please do.
And check out the performance, The Ugliest Tour by NovTheZoner. It was life-changing.
Wow, really?
It was dope. Just a really, like, it was really awesome to see you in that. Like, I was blown away by the performance. It was really cool.
That's dope.
And then, you know, like, my most listened to song of 2021 was Myself.
Love that song.
I fucking love that song.
You know what's crazy about that song? I wasn't actually feeling that when I wrote it. So I tried to make a song like an affirmation.
Yeah.
To, like, bring me out of a rut.
Yeah.
And, like, get back to myself. So it felt better being that version.
Yeah.
And then after I finished it, I was like, damn, kind of really feel like myself again. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's dope.
Dude, I love that song. For, like, those of you who maybe haven't heard it, all my friends have heard it because I play it all the time, but it's like, wake up in the morning, I feel like myself. Hey. Meditation with some sage just to mind my health. I got 100,000 problems, but your bitch ain't one. I put my 10,000 hours in my shit A1. Hey. It's so good. But I put it on too when I'm not feeling like myself. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Now I am.
Kind of get you back into, like, okay, I know, you know, the world is hitting you from left and right, but at the same time, like, you wake up every day with a new opportunity to level up.
Yeah.
So for sure. That's dope that you took it like that.
I love that song, that whole album though, and like just the way that I feel like I've seen a lot of artists, but I love seeing you too, like, infuse positivity and like self-care practices and just like not only rapping about like
the cliche.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
I think with that Ugliest project, it was made out of intent. Like, the whole theme around it was made with the intent because I was feeling all the ugliest things, and I was trying to find a way to still be an artist and be creative, but I didn't have any motivation because I felt myself trying to limit my creativity instead of just saying the most blunt things, the most honest things. And then one day I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just say how I feel, my experiences, and how it affected me. Yeah. And then 3 songs in, I was like, oh shit, I might be onto something. Dude. So yeah, it's
so good. I feel like there's like so many different, I could relate to like every song. Like, you would have let me look dumb. Oh, man. Felt that.
You know what's so crazy? So, like, I was watching this episode of Martin right before I wrote this song. And the episode is like, he breaks up with his girl. His girl goes out on a date. He shows up to the date trying to win her back. But he does the most ridiculous thing and, like, sings Whitney Houston in front of the restaurant. Everybody's looking at him crazy. In the show, she thought it was cute and took him back. But in my situation, or just things that I was experiencing at the time, I was like, you know what? That person probably would have just joined the crowd. Like, yo, get him out of here. Like, yo, he is bugging out. So I was like, it was just relatable. That episode was so relatable. I literally woke up. I started making the beat with the guitar. And then, like, the words just kind of flew. So all the songs are like, I literally experienced the feeling right before making it. So it was like easy to like get those honest thoughts out.
Yeah, and tap into that and just express it. And that's like alchemy.
Yeah, and a lot of the songs weren't like super based off real life experiences, but there were just things that I was going through in 2020 that inspired that thought. I probably even forgot about how it felt when I experienced those thoughts, but just everything I was going through and things that I was experiencing were sparking the idea, like, here's another place you can be honest, or here's another, place you can be honest. So it just kind of worked out.
Yeah. The other one, the lyric that comes to mind that I love is the song where you're like, I've had strength the whole time. Man. And then it's like, imagine thinking you ain't good enough. Whole time you've been enough. I was like,
for real though. That's so real. It's so real, man. Like, man, life can life can convince you of like so many things to the point where you forget everything that you've already been through. And how you pulled out of that, you know, and it's that's what pretty much that song was about. It was like I got to a place where I was so hard on myself that I forgot, like, yo, I've done way worse and got through it. You know what I'm saying? I just think I let my mind convince me that I didn't.
Right.
And yeah, that's how that song came about too. Yeah.
And as we're always trying to grow and improve, sometimes we forget to take stock of how far we've come.
Absolutely.
Because we are always reaching.
I tell my friends, it's just a saying that I have. It's called check the scoreboard. Whenever you get down, you get defeated, or you get like you're in the game and you're just feeling defeated. It's like you gotta look at that scoreboard and look how many points you already put up. Like it may look rough right now, but check that because it'll give you a boost for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. I love that. The whole album is awesome. Definitely check it out. But what else? Like, what else you got? Are you working on some new stuff?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I've been working with a lot of artists on their projects, hopefully to be released this year.
Yeah.
So I got like a project with B. Dot and Kyrie, and I'm working on a project with Samar Sin. Also, B. Dot is doing his own EP that I'll be producing too.
Nice.
So I just been, you know, in my producer bag, my writer bag a little bit. I'm trying to get back to a space to work on some stuff for myself, but I think with me, I'm like a conceptual artist, so I have to like let life happen.
Yeah.
So
well,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a part of it, and I feel like the Zone Out Fest. When was that? November?
That was September 3rd, September 2nd.
Oh yeah, September. Damn.
Yeah.
But that was a culmination. That was a big.
Yeah. And it took. I think creatively, it took everything. So like right after the Zone Out Fest, I was like not inspired like I used to be, but I know like all the energy it put into creating that festival and all the amazing people that came and performed and just the energy in there, it was like it was worth it. You know what I mean? So I wrote that idea down back in 2017, and to see it come into fruition was like I didn't take it in like fully even after it.
Yeah.
So it was pretty dope.
That was like definitely, it felt like an ending and a beginning. But it was really cool to see, like, just there were a lot of people there out there supporting.
For sure.
And the crowd was like fun. There were so many artists that were there, like just to see everyone up there on stage. And then I'll never forget, like, you performed and we were jamming, and then you played Myself, and we were just like rapping, like
that was so crazy.
And Kyrie too was right next to me. We were like rapping every word together.
I love that.
It's so fun. It's fun to like. I feel like a groupie sometimes, but I just love rocking with my friends. Like I'm like, it's cool that like I know you're doing this cool shit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, I love seeing everybody up there because I was a fan through the whole show. So I'm just watching everybody just be that version that I already see them as being. So it's just cool to watch like Kyrie up there being a rock star that I know that he is. Samar Sin being a superstar, I know she is. Just everybody, Sam Apoku, Ronnie Cash.
Dude, they all were I had so much fun, like just dope. Dancing. Like
yeah, for sure.
It was such a good time.
Loved it.
Yeah, and then I feel like we're just weaving this web, and everyone's kind of doing their thing, and then
it just feels good because all of us are doing our own individual things, but we always link up, and when we link up, it's not no cliche rapper shit like, oh, let's just make music. We like the majority of our sessions, we're all talking about like real life shit. We barely even get to the music sometimes, but it's just cool to be in that circle. And we just hit each other up. Like we actually check are you good? Like how's your mental? Like so it's just cool to have that, that tribe of people that, we actually care, and then everyone's doing their individual thing and we all support it.
Yeah.
Super
it is
dope.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm really excited to be like, I was so nervous to ask you. I'm like, Nov's like a big time. Like what if he says no?
Hell no. Absolutely. I'm here.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun to shine light on like the cool things that people are doing, and so when you say you talk about real stuff, like I know here, like, it's a sacred place, and we all exchange, like, YouTube videos even and stuff that we're, like, learning or growing. Like,
Yeah.
what types of things are you listening to help with your mental, or, like, what practices do you have, or, like, how do you stay?
You know what? I think more or less recently, especially after the Zone Out Fest, I think I was just kind of in a middle space where I didn't really know up from down. But what that allowed me to do was like become a weirdo and talk to myself all the time. So any decision that I do, I'm always like calculating it in my head. And what's crazy is like more recently after that fest, I had this weird dream, right? And I don't know if it was like a daydream or a real dream, but it felt real. And what happened in the dream was I was ascending to like 5D, or what people may call heaven. And I didn't see God like in the cliche way, but I felt the voice. And the voice asked me, in order to transcend to this 5D area, you have to let go of everything that you wanted to be in the world. And I think that'd be a no-brainer for some people. Like, hell yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
For me, I realized that I was so caught up in what I wanted to be that I was really contemplating whether I can let that go. And that was a problem for me. And then I realized that in that moment, I didn't even take gratitude of the fact that I was floating. Like, I'm in the middle space of not knowing what's ahead, but also having an awareness that I'm not where I used to be. But I'm so still focused on how things are going to happen that I have no appreciation for where I'm actually at. You know what I mean? And that kind of inspired the new project that I'm trying to work on. And the project is called Floating. So I can really like tap into those emotions or those experiences and try to get some songs out of it.
Yeah. I love that. That dream sounds...
It was intense.
Yeah, dude.
It was intense, but I didn't really get the message until I woke up and like thought about it. Like, damn, why am I really too involved in what I want to be or controlling what I want to be? And I absolutely was. And it was like a wake up call to have like, hey, you need to have some type of an ego death.
I was thinking those words when you were talking. Yeah,
you need to, because you're like, you're edging. I was edging God out of having any kind of control because I wanted to control what happens. You know what I mean?
I got goosebumps.
And that was pretty much like the message of like, can you let this shit go? You are so like determined. You hustle. You've been on your own since you were 17. You had to make shit happen. And you formed like a routine of, I always have to be the one to get the job done. Can you let go and let me do it?
Let go and let God.
And I was like, ugh. but it was just a good awakening to be like, yeah, you need to let go a little bit.
Yeah. I feel that in my own life. Like, well, I get these, ideas of what I think I want, and then it's like, well, how am I going to get there? And then that's when all the doubt comes in and fear. And like, so it is powerful to just be like, you know what? I surrender.
Yeah.
To even just like to surrender to the flow and like trust, like, okay, you don't feel like working or writing right now. Like,
so difficult.
It's so hard.
Fucking so difficult, man. But, like I said, the last couple of months, I've been in that middle space, and I'm just trying to have an appreciation for like, regardless if you feel like you're in the middle space, you're still not on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, you're still not on the ground, and look at it as exciting that you don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Just float. Do things that are righteous. Be good to your people. Stay genuine, stay solid, and let God do what God's supposed to do. A lot of times it's more or less like, man, you never know what your true purpose is. Especially for artists, we have this very particular idea of like how we're going to influence the world. but God can take us on a path that we influence the world in a whole different way than what we wanted to do. And we have to accept that. And that's what the difficult part about it was for me, was like, I had a particular way I wanted to do it. And God was pretty much saying, look, I can do that times 10, and it may not be the idea that you have, but can you accept that? You know what I mean? So, yeah, so just dealing with that lesson and floating and learning.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of where I've been.
That's the work for all of us, but you're right. Like, it is just, being an artist is such like a unique experience. I mean, everyone's an artist in their own right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But like, to like claim this path of like, you know, following your creative flow and like sharing who you are with the world and like just putting things out there, like, it's so unique to every individual person that it can be hard to like just lean into the trust and like surrender to God, because we get all these ideas and like, but it's also like there's no rules or like one right way to do it. And you know, like, it's okay to take those breaks, and it's okay to let life happen. So then you do have that like juicy creative, you know, like, and the Spirit in my experience will move me like,
absolutely.
to be like, oh, you gotta write or record now.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I tell like some of the artists that I work with too, like, you're 3 minutes away from changing your whole life. The right sound, you're saying the right things, the right frequency for 3 minutes can change everything. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to really practice that thought.
It's way easier to tell everyone else what to
do. Because you'd be so like, oh, I got to make this happen. And you'd be trying to control what happens. But literally, it could be a song that you didn't even think about was going to do that. For 3 minutes. It just has to sound right for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It could change your whole life.
And it's also crazy because like some artists, you know, for some reason like Lizzo comes to mind. But like, I just remember her talking about how like, I think she had written Truth Hurts like years prior. You know what I mean? And then suddenly one time it just like blew up, and then it was everywhere. So like, you never know. Like, myself is like ready for the radio, dude. Like,
like, for sure.
But you never know. Like, it's only been a little over a year since you released that. Like, it's out there in the world forever, and at any moment your life could just.
But that's the thing, like the song, I made that song in the summer of 2020. People didn't hear it. Well, I put out the album in 2020 towards the end of the year, but when I did the live, it kind of like opened back up like, oh, this is brand new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everything that we did in 2021 was off an album from 2020. Even the Zone Outfits, all those songs were made 2 years prior. A lot of those songs maybe even 3 years prior.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's just, you never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
So how did you, like, I'm just so impressed. How do you do it all? Because to me, like, I can hear, you know, like, the doubt about I'm not doing enough, or like I should be doing more. I hear you on that. But also, like, when I see it, I'm like, damn, Nov's out here, like, producing all this shit, like, put together the Ugliest tour. Like, that's a lot of work. How do you stay, or do you have help, or do you just do it all yourself?
I definitely have a team of people that are just as hungry as I am, come up with new ideas every day, and they really put that fest on. You know what I mean? Like, I had the idea, I had what I wanted to do, but I couldn't have done it without the team.
Right.
Like, at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely have a team of great people around me. For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. We can't do it all alone.
Yeah, you gotta have it for real. Especially with those ideas, man. You gotta have a great team of people. Not only just because of what they can do, but just like on a spiritual level, they're just good people. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot for somebody that doesn't do what you do to invest into what you do, because it's ultimately it's just your vision. So for somebody to be like, yeah, I'll help you, you know, portray or illustrate that vision, that's a blessing for real. How
did you meet these people or attract them? Was it like you doing your thing and they saw your vision, or like, I want to help you?
I met my manager when I was like a teenager, and he was in the studio and I was playing them tracks, and he always thought it was dope, but we never clicked up to like work until like 2020. And he was coming from downtown Phoenix, and he just happened to call me. My studio was downtown, and we linked up and had a conversation. I was like, man, this is where I'm trying to go, and I need your help. What do you think? He was like, I'm on board. Let's do it. And then from 2020 until now, we just been rocking, coming up with ideas. The Ugliest Tour, even the NPR Tiny Desk that I did.
Wait,
Zoner.
what?
Yeah, so NPR had like a competition, and you can submit your own Tiny Desk. So I did the song from an album in 2018, but on that album there's a song called Gemini Mine, and me and my sister Ariana Ramirez, we did the Tiny Desk thing and submitted it, which it got a lot of views for like just putting it out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was dope. It was
That's
dope to
awesome.
just have that content and that experience. So
That's
super
cool.
dope.
So did you just like get a desk and like do it at a desk?
The same place we did the Ugliest Tour at,
Oh.
we just revamped the stage and did it that way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, I'm really impressed by your, you seem to be like doing it. You got a good work ethic. And
Yeah.
how do you stay motivated? Just by your vision?
You know what? It's kind of hard to explain at this point. Like, I'm so like driven and like focused that I don't even ask myself like, why are you still doing this? Because to other people it'd be like, yeah, it's doing a lot, but he ain't blew up yet. And that can get discouraging as an artist when you keep hearing like, yo, why aren't you on this level?
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, it's not like the effort ain't there, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a lot of things that go into like getting to that level. And I have like some of the greatest musicians and producers around me that I look up to as mentors, that I can never get big headed because I learn from them every day. You know what I'm saying? As good as people might think I am, I'm still looking at those people like, man, I got so much more to do. You know what I'm saying? I love being around that because it just motivates me to keep going.
I feel like it's probably reciprocal, you know what I mean? Like they feel the same way about you, and that's why it's...
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just always studied the greats, and I always studied like Quincy Jones and how Quincy and Michael locked in for like Thriller, and the amount of effort that they put into making that music the best that it could be is something that I chase and I want to strive for, as far as like putting that energy into what I'm doing, because that feels, the best at this point. For sure.
Damn. Yeah, who else are you inspired by?
I'm inspired by Timbaland as a producer. I'm inspired by Pharrell as a producer. Quincy Jones, like I said. Just the way that they take on a project and their mentality of like, we want to make the best music possible in this room. You know what I mean? And I always watch like YouTube videos of studio sessions with those three artists, or the documentary with Quincy, and it was like their mind frame, their hustle, their mentality, and it was like something like I always knew like that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Regardless of where it ends up, of course you want it to end up to the masses, but just that energy of like trying to outdo yourself and push yourself. It's like, it's everything.
Yeah.
For sure.
And what a beautiful life you get to live, you know what I mean? Like, I was looking at your video yesterday you posted of the Zone Out Sundays, and everyone just like vibing, like,
yeah,
what a beautiful...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to create. Like, I'm just trying to create that atmosphere of things I always wish to be a part of. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to wait. Like, a lot of the things that I've done were out of like, I don't want to wait to be on a level and then be like, yeah, now I can do this stuff. Like, I didn't want to wait for somebody to come find me to put me on a festival. I'll just throw my own festival. I got goosebumps. I didn't want to wait to be discovered by Tiny Desk. We can do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So me just stepping into that role, like I don't want to wait to be invited to maybe like how Dreamville had those Dreamville sessions where they were passing out invitations to all these cool people in the industry. We can do that ourselves. We don't need to be signed to do that. And when you link up with genuine people, it's organic. So that's just something that I want to do. Like, it don't have to be just artists. It can just be creatives that just want to be in a space of love and like appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the studio. If you ever need a Kala to come chill, I'm always down.
Come through, bring the vibes.
I love like just witnessing people create is inspiring to me, and like even just being around creative energy, it's sacred and like beautiful. Like that is the energy that animates this life, is creation. And
absolutely,
yeah, so it's inspiring to be around people creating.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know what, we're not even creating. It always starts off with a conversation. And usually, especially when I do EPs, like the first thing I ask the artist is like, what are you going through? It turns into like a real like deep conversation, and it's cool that they trust me enough to vent or like get their thoughts off. But that method creates the best music, because now we have an intention and we have a direction of where we're going or what we want to say or how we want to paint this picture.
Yeah,
it always starts off with real conversations.
And that's beautiful too, because then like you open that space with them where you're just like, I care about you as a person and like want to hear what you're going through. And then once they're vulnerable, then they can like really like step into that vulnerability in their art too.
I decided, especially last year, that that's the kind of producer that I want to be, because I think the people that the greats that I look up to have done that with phenomenal albums that they put out. But I just made a conscious, decision and effort to be like, I want to produce thoughts. I want to produce insecurities, venting, or whatever the case is. I want to make it sound good from someplace that probably didn't make them feel good. You know what I mean? So, that's just where I'm at with it.
That's beautiful. That's, again, the alchemy and like just... I mean, I feel like in today's society, like, people are here for the real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they
I feel like, hear...
man, this world is so, like, upside down. So, like, when you hear something real, you know it because your spirit will wake you up. Like, hey, I need this. Listen more. Let's tune into what this is. Because we get bombarded with just... ideas that are just so cliche. Like, it's just like there's no substance in there. So when you hear something real, it's like you kind of cling on to it. And I think, you're right, like the society is like kind of fiending for something real, because we live in a society where you can literally be anything because of the internet. You know what I mean? You can be anything you want besides yourself. It's like, I was just watching the movie Ready Player One. Oh, God. So crazy.
I haven't finished it, but I started it and was like, holy shit.
It's so crazy to where like the world is going now, and just like it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't feel comfortable enough to just be themselves, because we've given everyone a channel to be someone else.
Yeah.
So I really love when people are just themselves on their channel and off their channel. You know what I'm saying? It's like super refreshing.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do.
You are doing it. You are doing it.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Like the same vibe from 2017, and just to see what you're doing now, just to spread the vibe, is really super dope.
Dude, thanks.
So absolutely keep doing it.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I'm just excited to be here. Like I said, this is full circle. Like, we met and we were never like super close, but we've always kind of been like, circling around. And so to sit down and have this conversation, and like, you're real and like just unedited, unfiltered, like straight to the hearts.
Absolutely. I love it.
Oh, thanks, Nov.
Of course.
Do you have anything else that you feel is on your heart, or any other like advice for creatives, or?
Advice, I would just say to sometimes just get out of your own way for one. And once you feel something in your heart, double down on it. Don't listen to nobody. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared. You know what I'm saying? So what they say is going to work for you, and if you got to do this and you got to move like this, like, no. You know what I'm saying? In your mind, that works for you, and sometimes the things that you're giving advice on, you haven't even done. So you got to be very careful about what you tell somebody they should be doing. But for artists, I would just say, don't listen to nobody. If you wrote it out, you believed it, you prayed on it, you circled your whole life around this passion that you have, don't listen to nobody. Just do it. And let the cards fall where they may, and let, keep that door open and let God in. And it'll happen.
I love that.
For sure.
Fuck the haters. Just kidding.
For real. And a lot of times, like, people don't be hating on you, man. It's like, even people that may not agree with you, probably don't even like you, you always see them watch your stuff anyway.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really like, you got to just look at it like, people don't know what to love and what to hate.
And it's all there. It's a reflection of where they're at. And
where they're at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or what their experiences led them to at that point, and what their understanding is. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at situations like that, like, you can be talking to somebody, for some reason you don't feel like they're really getting what you're saying, but their level of understanding or their experiences have not led them to that kind of understanding yet. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that awareness, it's like, I probably wasted 5 minutes of my time, but you know what? I get it that you haven't experienced this type of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'm not judging you for it. It's actually very interesting. It makes me want to know more about your experiences to where you are right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love, man.
Yeah. Everyone's
just having awareness, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Sure.
And stay true to yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, I would love if you would do us the honor of pulling from one of these oracle card decks. I
think you gained me about this one, so I'm gonna try this one.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that one would be the one. It's the
I needed
Archangel.
to. I'm in a creative rut.
The Archangel Gabriel deck.
So did you want to?
You can pull
just pull it.
Yeah, you can just like pull them out, and there's no rules. Just, we'll just pray to God that the message that is most beneficial for us and whoever's listening comes through.
Okay. All right. This one called to me.
All right. Let's see what it is.
Let's see. Nurture yourself.
Nurture yourself.
It says, investing time in self-care now will yield more energy for you later.
Well, that feels like a fucking sign to just chill out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel that for myself too. Like, I mean, we're creating a podcast right now, which is creating something, but it's like, this is fun. This is like easy. But yeah, just like sometimes, like if I'm tired, I'll be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely do that too. Like, especially like trying to force something or force music sometimes. It's like, actually, I don't feel like making this beat right now.
Yeah. And people can feel that because it's not real.
Right.
Like when I force my videos, they get like no traction because it's like, but when I come on with the heat, because like I've been moved by spirit to like say something, there's way better engagement.
And that's how the best songs come out. We have a frequency that can tell when something's forced, man. Mm-hmm. We do, and we also have a frequency that can tell when something is like unsure. That's true. But you're doing it anyway. Is like, that's bravery for some people that may not have that type of bravery yet. Yeah. And we can always sense it, and we connected to it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that. Nurture yourself. Yeah. Take care of yourself, Nov. It's okay to take a break. I'll be here ready and waiting when your next project comes out. I'm sure it'll be amazing. But yeah. I love that. Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time. Of course, this was fun. It was fun. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Thank you to everyone listening too. I hope you guys got something out of it, and
Yeah, it was an honor, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Peace. I just want to say a couple more things before we get out of here. I want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to listen to this podcast, listen to me and my guests, and just tune in. It really, truly means the world to me and gives me the motivation to keep going when I hear feedback from you guys. So thank you to everyone who messages me, telling me anything about what you think when you listen, or commenting, or all of those things, subscribing, sharing, all of that really truly means the world to me. It helps me keep going. It helps me share what I'm trying to do out here. It helps me share light with the world. So thank you for being a part of that. And as always, please check out my Instagram, check out recalibrate.com. Definitely check out Nov on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all of that. He's awesome. I really think you're going to find a song that you love and bump when you're feeling down or whatever. So thank you again for all of your support. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you guys carry this light with you through the rest of your week and brighten your lives and the lives of everyone around you. Mwah.
Still hazy, funk past J's, a face of blunt ashtrays and skate with punk kids. I still chase the sun, bad days, I'm lacing up half cabs and shake John spliffs. Whatever happened to rapping should rest in peace to Mac, and I'm here to raise it from the dead. Cause drugs ain't cool, kid, plug you with that new shit. Turn water to wine and break bread. And if I said this all the future, would you trust I told the truth, or would you run away and tell my whole fan base? Cause sooner or later, kid, they'll take your human nature and they'll burn you at the stakes while the band plays. So, in the last words, better speak up now. I said, why do birds sing? What's a king without a crown? They all stood in silence while they listened to the sound of a madman reason with the demons he found. You can't lock up ideas, we don't even exist. I just live through the speakers and the beats that we kick. Is this forbidden fruit from the Garden of Eden? Is it freedom of speech, or am I speaking for freedom?